Welcome back to the channel, you guys. In today's video, we won't be working on the F-150 tremor today. Instead, we'll be working on my brother-in-law's 2016 F-150 XLT Sport. And one of the best mods you can do to any vehicle are the headlights, and that's what we're doing in this video today. If you own a 2015 to 2017 Ford F-150 and you're still running the factory halogen headlights, this is probably the single best upgrade you can do for visibility and safety. Today, we're installing the LESEM headlights on this 2016 F-150 5-liter. No wiring, no coding, total plug and play. Let's get into it. I've already gone ahead and taken out the passenger side factory light and already replaced it with the LESEM LED headlight. And this thing is packed with a bunch of really neat features. So just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like, if I go ahead and take the key fob and open the door, you can see that it has that orange sort of ring as well as the white one, and then the blue accent lighting on the headlight itself. So when we go ahead and turn the turn signals, you'll see this sort of orange look. And then when you have your daytime running lights on, you get that nice white ring right there. So let's get right into the install, you guys. This should be an easy one. Now, we don't need a lot for this install. We got our trim tools, we got our 1/4" ratchet and extensions, we have our sockets, we have a 7, 8, and 10 mil, as well as a little screwdriver, strippers and a needle nose, and a little T-tap here. And we'll use a drill to make things a little bit faster. So the first thing we want to do is get this piece right here off. So we want to go ahead and take this push pin out right there, as well as get this fender flare loosened up. So we're going to take these two bolts out here, right here with a 7 mil, and then we're going to pull this guy off, so it'll allow us to take this guy right off the front. So we'll start with the two 7 mils. Okay, with those two bolts out, we should be able to give this a bit of a gentle pry, just like that. And then we'll take our push pin out. And we should be able just to gently pry this guy off here. And just like that. And then we want to start taking out these bolts. So we got one right here. We have one right there. We have one back underneath this little flap right in the back there that we want to take out. So back in here, and we have this one here, here, here. There's one in the back there, not that one. Right there, my screwdriver's poking at it. So we have one back there, and then as well as two on the top here. So we have one 8 mil here. I'm gonna do this one first. And then the rest are all 10 mil. And then we have the two right here. And then we can remove this guy right here, this bottom piece right here. But if we look into here, you can see that there's like those little tabs down there. We basically want to pull this back as much as possible, take a screwdriver, and just lift these tabs just like that. And then this will pull out. And you can see how it's kind of slipped over just like that. And then there is another one in the back over there you want to do the same thing with. So I'll take my screwdriver, go down here and just give it a little pry. And then lift it off just like that. And if we come back here, there's one more push pin right there that we need to get rid of. And if we look behind the fender here, pull this guy back, you can see right here, I'll point with my little screwdriver here, there's these two little teeth here that you basically pinch these guys with a needle nose plier or however you want to do it, and it should release. So I'll use my needle nose here and just try to pinch this. And now we should be able to take this off here. Well, not the most subtle way, but it did come out. And then this was the thing I was telling you guys to pinch, which on the other side is just one of these guys right here. Now we should just be able to slide this out now. And then we'll go ahead and unplug everything. So I got the LESEM headlight here, and if you turn it around to the back, you have all your OEM connection points here, here, and up on the top right here. Then you're left with this little guy right here, this little wire right here. This controls your outer ring here on your headlight, your white one in particular. So LESEM provides this cable right here. This red wire here ties into the red wire on the back of the headlight, and then it runs over to your passenger headlight, and then this gets tapped into your fuse box, providing power to your two red lines here, going to your passenger and driver headlight to power up your white ring on your headlight. I, however, don't understand why they went the long way to do that and why they didn't just tap this into an already existing power on the headlight. Maybe there's a reason and I haven't quite discovered it yet. But to make things easier for me, what I did was I just cut a piece of this off and T-tapped this into one of my headlight wires to provide power to my white ring. I did an amp draw on it and it was drawing 1 amp. So it's a very low draw, that white ring. So no issues that you're gonna blow a fuse on another wire that you're tapping into. So then we're gonna be plugging this in right here. We're left with a little bit of line right here that's gonna tap into our cable that goes up onto the top here, because it'll be very easily accessible if you have issues with this wire in the future with the T-tap and all that good stuff. We'll go over that in a little bit. But we can go ahead and plug in all our OEM connections. And then before we plug this guy into the top right here, we just want to strip this back a bit so we can get a T-tap on here. And then you basically gotta find a way to tie this red wire into this green wire. However you wanna do that. If you wanna solder it, T-taps, you wanna strip it and tie it, you wanna butt splice it. However you prefer to tie these two wires in, the green and the red, you can do so. I'm gonna use a T-tap. I know there's a lot of people out there that just despise T-taps. And we'll just pinch it so that it bites there. Give it a little tug tap and we'll tie it right around the green. We tapped into the green wire. We plug this guy in. And then we can go ahead and put our headlight in. And once you have everything back in place, this is how it looks. But if we quickly go over our wiring here, you can see our T-tap is right here. So it's quite accessible. Make sure you leave yourself enough length on this red wire here so you can pull some slack out if need be. But yeah, your T-tap's right here. So if you ever have any issues and you think that like maybe you have a bad connection, you can easily enough test it. It's right there, it's very accessible. But let's go turn it on and see how these guys look. And there you have it. So we're definitely gonna need to upgrade the fog lights to match the new headlights. That looks really, really cool. Let's go ahead and turn the hazards on. And as you can see, you have sequential turn signals on these headlights. And you have your 2 headlamps. And then when you turn your high beams on, this guy down here will come on, this guy up here will turn off. So you always have 2 on at once. Low beams, high beams. These headlights are also SAE DOT approved. It says it right there on the bottom there, DOT SAE. So they are compliant with regulations. And what we can do at this point is take the truck out of the garage. We will back it right up and test out all the functions and see how it all looks. Well, that sucks. And that is why you should follow instructions. That is unfortunate to see that light flicker like that. So what is happening likely is, so this blue light is tied into the same as, like we're using the same 12-volt source. But I'm guessing when the truck is on, there must be some pulsing modulating of some sort that this blue guy has the built-in circuitry where there's a capacitor or whatever they're using to be able to handle that pulsing. However, this guy is not built to do that, hence why we probably have to tap into the fuse box over there. That was an unforeseen issue. However, because we have the red wire up here, thankfully, we shouldn't have to take the headlight out to make this work. All we have to do is run a wire that picks up this guy, picks up this red wire over here, and then we'll tap into our fuse with the provided cable they initially gave us. So here's our fuse tap here, and I guess we're gonna have to use this after all. So there's a reason for everything, and sometimes I just happen to learn the hard way. So I'm just gonna quickly give this a tape job here, just so it's not this bright red wire running through the engine bay. So I'm gonna use some electrical tape, and then just do a nicer job of making this look a little bit more OEM. And I'm gonna butt splice this connection because it'll give a better hold. Then we'll make sure to heat shrink our butt splice. Then we'll wanna make sure that we put some heat shrink over our butt splice, so I'll put that on first. Put our butt splice on now, and then I'll crimp it down with our other side here and put it in there. And we'll put our heat shrink over, and then we'll hit it with our heat gun. Okay, I'd say that's pretty good. So then we can go ahead, we can plug this guy back into the headlight with nothing on it now. And we can just tuck this guy down there for the time being. And then we'll do the same for the passenger side. And then all we have left to do is just tap in this fuse right here. And we got it tied in right down there, as you can see. So we have the wire coming out of the fuse box down here. We pick up our red wire right here, and then we go under the bonnet, and then we pick up our other wire over here. So obviously I made this a little harder on myself than it needed to be. Run that red wire right off the bat. Did not think we'd run into that issue with the lights flickering, but let's start it up. Hopefully this fixes it. So we're gonna go down some mile roads where there's no assistance from town lights, street lights, city lights, any of that kind of stuff. And we're gonna test to see how bright these lights are. So right away, it has a very harsh cutoff line. I'll definitely have to get these adjusted a little bit better. If we turn on the bright, we have, there's no shortage of light on the brights. That is a laser beam. That shoots very, very far. And we go back down to the low beams, and yeah, the cutoff is just a little too short. I can't see too much in front of me, so we will have to dial those in. And it's just like any other headlight. You have your little screw, you take your Phillips screwdriver and you just, clockwise, counterclockwise to raise it or lower it. But I'm gonna go back to the high beams, and so we can see, and this is insane how bright these are. And one thing worth mentioning is LESEM has a 10-year warranty on these headlights because they don't have light bulb replacements like other lights. These lights are fully integrated, these LEDs are fully integrated into the headlight, and you cannot change out the bulb. So kind of what you buy is what you get, but they are backed by their 10-year warranty. So you get that upon purchase, that's when the warranty starts. And then obviously if you have any deficiencies in the light bulbs and any of the LEDs, reach out to them, they'll take care of you. Definitely need to dial in the low beams. And then we'll find a nice parking lot here, we'll do a walk around. So I just got the truck parked, I'm just getting out of it now, and we went for a 10-minute drive coming out of the warm garage. And right away, there is a ton of condensation built up in this headlight, as you can see, which is very, very unfortunate to see that much condensation. I understand a little bit build up, but that's a pretty insane amount, man. That's unfortunate to see that. So I did go ahead and reach out to LESEM. It has been a couple weeks now, and I told about the condensation issue. They said it should clear up after a couple days, and it in fact did. There is no more condensation in these headlights, and I haven't seen any more reappear. So it must have been just the initial install and it getting sort of climatized to the initial weather I introduced it to. So no issues there, guys. Very, very clean setup, and I'm very happy to say that all the condensation is in fact gone. The truck is covered in snow currently. We got a pretty nasty storm that hit us, and just doing the finishing up here. I wanted to wait to hear back from LESEM in regards to the condensation. The other concern I had with these headlights that I did mention to them is that the adjustment screw for the low beams have hit the back of the frame here, so we can't adjust the headlights anymore to bring it up, because right now that cutoff beam was so harsh. We did bring it up a little, but not as high as I would have liked to. So I did tell him that that screw is backing off there. I might have to put a Sawzall in there and cut it, so I give myself a little bit more room to back that screw off. And it is the same on the other side here. So I'm not too sure how those OEM ones are set up. I might have to go have a check and have a double look at how the OEM adjustment screws are set up. But yeah, this is hitting the back here, so not ideal. That's my only main concern about these headlights. Now, if we level, this truck is not leveled. If we level out the truck, well, it should bring it up enough that it won't be an issue. But that cutoff beam on the low beams is very, very harsh. And as you guys did see, the high beams do a wonderful job of lighting up the rest of the road. But like I said earlier, I made this install way harder than I needed to, cutting that red wire initially and then having to run it after the fact. So if you just sort of follow the steps as per the instructions provided, you guys will have no problem installing these headlights. Very easy install, and overall very impressive headlights for the value of them. I'm still working with LESEM to address the adjustment issue, so stay tuned for that, you guys. Aside from that, make sure you guys go check them out if you're in the market for a set of headlights. If you have any questions or concern regarding the headlights, make sure you guys comment below. I will do my best to answer. Aside from that, that's all I have, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.